Okay, so in this video we'll be seeing a bit more about for loops, right? So in last lecture we saw the introduction to for loop. What is the syntax for loop? First we have to write for, then we have to write any variable name. You can write something like I also, that is also acceptable. Then you have to write in, then you have to write range. In the range you have to write the starting number, the stopping number, and the step size, right? So this is how you have to write. For example, I want to start from 1, I want to stop at 10. So if I want to stop at 10, I will have to write 11. It should be 1 greater than the stop size, and I want steps of 2. So what is basically this for loop doing? This for loop is continuously changing the values of I. The what is the value changing of? The value of I is changing because of this for loop, and here we can print the value of I. So by doing this, what are we going to get? We are going to get the values 1 3 5 7 9. Are we going to get 11? No, we are not going to get 11. We can only get values 1 less than 11, so we can get values till 10. So see, if I run this, I am getting 1 3 5 7 9. Right? So this is how a basic for loop works. Now instead of using this simple for loop, what we can do, we can create something a bit more complicated. For example, let us say you want to print the table just like we did the last time, but this time we want to print the for loop just like we did the last time, but this time we are going to print it like this. See, for example, how do we write the table? We write like this now: 13 into 1 is equal to 13, 13 into 2 is equal to 26. This is how we write the table. Now imagine we have to print it like this. So how are we going to use our for loop to print it like this? So see, we have to print from what? We have to print from 13 into 1 to 13 into 10. So the value that is changing is from what? The value that is changing is from 1 to 10. So the starting number is 1 and the ending number is 10. So we can create a for loop for I in range. It is going from where to where? It is going from 1 to 10. But we don't want till 10. Now we want till 1 more than, if we want till 10, we have to put a number 1 more than 10. So we'll put 11, comma, step size is 1. Right? What do we have to print? We have to print 13 stable. So we can write print 13 into, now we have to print the value of 1 2 3 4 no, so we will write plus, but I is what? I is int, and if we want to put int over here, we cannot put int over here because this is string, so we cannot put plus in between int and string, so we will have to convert that int into string. So we will write string I. So 13 into 1, then we will write equal to, then we have to do the multiplication also, no? So we haven't done the multiplication yet, so we can add one step over here. Multiplication is equal to 13 into I, right? And we can print that value over here, right? So see, if you haven't, if this isn't clear, don't worry, when I run this it will become clear. See, I will just run this code. Just 1 minute. Yeah, I forgot to put plus over here. Sorry, that was the error. I forgot to put plus over here. Now if I run this, yes, I also have to convert the multiplication into also string, na? That is also int, na? Multiplication. This is also int, na? I have to convert that also into string. So if I run, see, I am getting 13 into 1, 13. 13 into 2, 26. 13 into 3, 39. Till what? 13 into 10 is equal to 130. So how did I print this? See, what is happening? What is i's value going from? I's value is going from 1 till 11. But is 11 being included? No, 1 less than 11. So i's value is going from 1 to 10. What am I first printing? I am first printing 13 into. So I am printing this much. Then I am printing the value of I, that is over here, and then it is equal to, then the multiplication 13 into 1, then it will be 13 into 2, and that is how I am printing this table. Now similar to this, what I can do, instead of printing just 13's table, what I can do, I can take the input from the user, that which number he wants to print, right? What number he wants to print the table of. So we can take over here, we can make a variable called num, and we can ask the user, what number do you want the table of? Okay, what is the value you want table of, right? That is what we can ask him, which value you want the table of. He will put in some value. Now what we have to do, instead of printing 13's table, we have to print the value of this. We want to print the table of this value. So instead of 13, I will put num over here, and instead of 13 over here, again I will have to write num over here, right? Num is also int, so I will have to convert it also into string, right? Then plus. So what is going to happen, whatever the number he inputs, that is going to be multiplied by 1, that is going to be multiplied by 2, that is going to be multiplied by 3. That I am converting into string, printing it, multiplied by, then printing it. See, if you are having confusion why this is string, go back to that data conversion video, I think video number 8, and understand why we are doing like this. Okay, please make sure you understand this concept. Now see, if I run this, what is the value you want table of? Let us take a simple number right now. Let us say we want table of 6. I can press 6 and I get 6 into 1 6, till 6 into 10 is equal to 60, right? Similarly, if I run this, and if I want some complicated number, let us say 143, I can get the table of 143 also. Now you are not limited till 10 only. What if you want till, let us say 100? No worries, just put 101 over here. You want till 100, no? So you have to put one more than 100. So now run this. What is the table that you want? Let us put a simple number right now. Let us say 20. So see, I am getting 20's table till 100. So in this way, you can use for loops to do large number of repetitive tasks very easily, right? So this was one example of for loop. Another example of for loop that we can use is to perform something again and again. For example, let us say that you want to perform addition of a large number of numbers, right? So there are many numbers and you want to do addition of all those numbers. How are you going to do addition of all those numbers? You can do addition of all those numbers using your for loop, right? For example, let us say, I will show you a simple example. Okay, you want to do addition of 10 numbers, right? So there are 10 students in your class and you want to do the addition of the score of all those 10 students. So what you can do, you have to input the values, you have to take the marks of the 10 students, right? So again I will explain the problem statement. See, the problem statement is simple. There are 10 students in the class, okay, and what you have to do, you have to find the total of these students and their average. Okay, that is what you have to do. You have to find the total of the students, let us say marks, and you have to find the average marks. So you have to input the marks of the 10 students, right? So we can do what? We can write input score 1, score 2 10 times also. See, we can write like this also. We can write like score 1 is equal to int input enter score 1, right? And like this we can write 10 times also. Score 2, score 3, score 4, score 5, score 6, right? Then we can take all the scores, then we can do its addition, and then we can find its average. But what is happening over here, you are writing the same similar code multiple number of times now. So rather than writing this same code multiple number of times, what we can do, we can put this inside a for loop. So how can we put this inside a for loop? We will write for, put in any variable. I like to put the word count. So in range, how many students are there? There are 10 students now. So we can go from 1 to 11 in step size of 1, right? So what we have to do, we have to input the score. Now see, we have to do addition of all the students score. Now see, we will need a variable to store the addition of all these scores, right? There are 10 students, we are doing addition. Now imagine that let us say the scores are 10, 12, these are out of 20, so 28, 7, then 13, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, these are the 10 scores of the 10 students. I have to store all these. So if I want to store this all these values, I will have to create a variable to store all these values now. So I will create a simple variable over here called total. Initially, what will be the value of total? Initially, the value of total will be 0. Then I will add 10 to it, I will add 12 to it, I will add 20 to it, and keep on adding it, right? So here I will take in the score. Okay, score is equal to int input enter score. I cannot write 1 over here, right? So I will have to write over here count plus. So what it will happen, in the first time it will say enter score 1, then it will say enter score 2, then it will say enter score 3 till enter score 10. Once I have all the scores, what I have to do? I have to do total is equal to total plus score. I am adding the score to total, right? First, what will be the value of total? 0. When I have 10 marks, what will be the value of total? 10. Then I have 12, so 10 plus 12, 22. Then 10 plus 12, 22 plus 20, 42. Then 42 plus 8, 50. Then 50 plus 7, 57. Then 57 plus 13, 70. So onwards. So I am continuously adding the score to the total. And in the end, after doing all this for loop, what I can do, I can print the total. I can say print total is equal to plus str total. By str total, I am converting this integer into string, right? So I will run this. Sorry, just an error somewhere, right? This count is an integer, na? So I have to convert it into string. That was an error, right? So I will run this. See, enter score 1. What is the score? I will write these scores only. Yeah? The score 1 is 10. Enter score 2, 12, 20, 8, 7, 13, 6, 9, 10 and 13. And I got the total as 108. It is doing addition of all these numbers. Now if the addition of these numbers is seeming a bit difficult, what we can do, we can run this again and we can put all scores as 10. So the addition will be 100. Na? So let us see what happens. See, total is 100. So this is correct. We got the total. Now we also have to find the average. We can find average. Average is equal to total divided by 10. Na? But here we will write 10 point. We can write 10 also. Okay. And then we can print the average. Print average is equal to plus str average. Right. So now we can run this. So enter score 1. Again I will put some random scores. Okay, I am just going to put okay, some random scores right now. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I get the total as 124 and I get the average as 12.4. See, just by writing this much lines of code, I can take in the scores of 10 students. Now imagine in our class there are 64 students. So if I have to take in the value of 64 students, I just have to write over here 65. Then I can take in the value of 65 students. Then for average, I will just have to put over here 64. Right? So this is how you can use for loop to perform a task repetitively. Okay, so hopefully this is clear to you. Try working more on for loop, because for loop and if elif else is used extensively in coding. Okay, thank you.